Good morning, Tyler. And yes, we are talking about a lot of rain impacting us, not only for today, but even into parts of Friday before we start to dry out. And when we take a look at what's happening on Doppler 8 radar, we have plenty of rain out there. So as you head out the door this morning, grab that umbrella because it will be very useful today. And when we look at temperatures across the rest of the arc limits, you see low 70s toward El Dorado, but pretty much everyone else still sitting in the mid 70s. So it is fairly comfortable out there. But I did mention rain. We see a lot of that now impacting parts of southern Louisiana, even into eastern parts of Texas.
Chief Meteorologist Marcus Walter has more on these tornadoes. Explain how this happened, Marcus.
Well, we were dealing with a lot of energy in the atmosphere. We had really strong winds at the surface and also higher up in the atmosphere. We had instability because of how warm it was, and all of that led to the severe weather that we were dealing with across the region and just weather. Now, if you're watching now, welcome into our new newscast. We've been covering severe weather as we've gone through the last hour or so, and we have a tornado warning that is still more or less in place, and it's showing very strong signs. The storm, at least, is showing very strong signs of rotation with this particular storm. And as we talk more and more about, again, the rotation within the storm, we're still looking at gate-to-gate shear in excess of 110 miles per hour. So that is a sign of some very strong rotation within the storm.
Right now, your KNOE 8 News hour-by-hour forecast.
Good evening, everyone. We are noticing more and more clouds moving across the arc limits, and that trend will continue tonight as the cold front is approaching from the north and west. But from the Creed and Creek Tower cam, it shows that we are still dry. There's a limited rain threat now starting to creep up. It'll likely be late tonight into tomorrow morning. But outside of that, we're talking about colder and windier conditions moving in for Wednesday. Get ready for it. But in the meantime, let's talk about the high temperatures for today. We topped out at 69 degrees today. Oh, it was so nice to be outside. It was nice in Ruston at 67 degrees today, El Dorado 65, and even 67 toward Natchez. So again, a warm afternoon, and we're still pretty warm out there now. Temperatures in the low 60s, if not upper 50s, and we'll slowly drop off as we head throughout the night tonight. Here's a look at the hour by hour. It shows that we will have a few clouds out there, but the winds will be very light. Temperatures will be in the 50s. So if you have any evening plans, I think the weather will be pretty easy to handle. But as we talk about what's happening on the satellite radar, we're noticing yesterday's storm still impacting parts of Louisiana and areas farther to the east, mainly with cloud cover. For us, though, we're noticing some clouds, some of that moisture now moving into our region. And eventually a cold front that's right around that same area, this cold front will push south. It'll bring cold air with it, and that means big changes in terms of our winds for tomorrow afternoon and also our temperatures. We will be much cooler tomorrow compared to what we were dealing with for today. But as we look toward Wednesday morning, not really bad in terms of wind, but we will notice a few clouds out there. Temperatures definitely on the lower side. I'll show you those in a few moments. But take a look at the wind as we head toward 11 a.m. Wind anywhere from 11 miles per hour upwards of 18 miles per hour. We could see even higher wind gusts, and we keep the winds out there throughout the afternoon. Now let's factor in the temperatures. A lot of areas only in the upper 40s and low 50s. So if you have a 10 to 20 mile per hour wind out there with temperatures near 50 degrees, it will feel much colder out there. Tomorrow is definitely a jacket day, and Thursday morning especially, even with lighter wind out there, temperatures will be starting out in the upper 20s and low 30s. And I did mention a limited rain threat. We'll have to watch the forecast heading throughout the night tonight into tomorrow morning. There's an isolated rain threat, and we see that more or less popping up as we head toward 10 a.m. But after that, things should be quieting down. But I did want to talk about what's happening with our river forecast levels. Here's a look at the Wassaw River in Monroe. We are in minor flood stage, and we are expected to stay in minor flood stage at least throughout the next couple of days into the weekend and even beyond. Here's a look at the forecast for tonight. We are down toward the low 40s, partly cloudy, if not mostly cloudy and seasonal. And the 7-day forecast shows that for Ash Wednesday, we'll see temperatures near 50 degrees, but we will enjoy a cold start Thursday and then a lot of sunshine after that.